Hey everybody, it's Samira and welcome back to It's Samira Interviews. Today I have with me Danny LimeLight. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Samira. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's beautiful out here in California, so
It looks
just
like you got a
enjoying.
nice background going on and
I do.
everything.
I'm enjoying myself. Having some iced tea early in the morning is great.
Over here it's like 12:34. It's already afternoon time, so like I'm just chilling.
Okay, where are you at?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, awesome, East Coast.
Yeah, rainy here today.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Stay in, watch movies all day.
Yeah, definitely, since I don't have any work today. So you've been wrestling with AEW for almost a year now, and I wanted to know what's it like working with them?
Oh man, it's been a dream come true, man. Like, as a kid, I wanted to be a professional wrestler, and then in 2020, just being able to make my debut with New Japan and then AEW, and just for like the last year, just rock and roll with some of the best in the ring to ever do it. It's been so much fun. And I feel at home when I'm there. I feel at home when I'm at New Japan, and everywhere is just, all these new companies that I've been wrestling for, these places that I'm traveling to. It's been a whirlwind of a lifestyle, But I've been loving it. I'm having so much fun.
So you've wrestled Kenny Omega in a tag team match, and you've said before that you wanted him one-on-one. But is there anybody else that you would love to have a match against in AEW?
Yes, I would love to wrestle Pac one-on-one. I would love to wrestle Chris Jericho. Those are the two off the top of my head that I would like to wrestle one-on-one. So we'll see if it ever happens. But I did say several times that I wanted to wrestle Kenny Omega in singles matches. I got to wrestle him twice already. So I think when the time's right, it'll happen.
So we've seen you in Dark, we've seen you in Elevation. Are we going to see you on Dynamite?
Well, I made my AEW Dynamite debut on January 2nd when I wrestled Kenny Omega the first time in the Good Brothers. We'll see. That's out of my hands. All I can do is continue to grind, continue to put in the work. Every match that I get, try to steal the show. And if the power at hand thinks so, then I'll be there.
So what was it like for you to wrestle back in front of crowds again?
So much fun. Last week wrestling Eva Uno in front of the crowd and my music hitting and the crowd popping and just that reaction, and then just the crowd engagement during the match was nothing I've ever felt before. It was the biggest crowd that I've ever wrestled in front of, except when I was in Mexico at AAA wrestling in Tijuana. That was, I think, a sold out crowd of like 5,000. That was the biggest I've ever wrestled in front of. But this one was just, it was amazing. It was awesome.
So what was your reaction to, you're going to be in the AEW GM mobile video game, but you're also going to be in the Virtual Basement WrestleCode video game. How was that for you when you found out?
It was crazy. When I was a kid, I would get all the wrestling video games to create myself, and I would make fake storylines on a piece of paper and follow them week in and week out, and push my guy to the top. But seeing myself, on the All Elite GM mobile app video game was so sick. Like people were like DMing me videos of my character and showing me that they were signing me and all this stuff, and it was a lot of fun. Like it was so cool just to see other people playing as me. I haven't had a chance to play the game yet, but when it comes out, I will. And the WrestleCode, man, that shout out to Virtual Basement for being able to put on such an amazing game, and then for including me in it, and then allowing me to also offer my stunt background, expertise, I should say, to come out and do the motion capture for it. I'm super excited for this game, and I can't wait for everybody to play it.
So you're known as the Radioactive Poppy. Is this character inspired by anybody?
Yes. It's a mix of, Spider-Man, the radioactive genealogy. And then the Poppy, a lot of it came from, idolizing Eddie Guerrero, but also because, in Puerto Rico and stuff like that, and just my way I am, a lot of people will say, Poppy, what's up? What's up, Poppy? Like, that's like, so it was just, I just put them together and try to stay authentic to who I am. And I love it. I think it's a cool catchphrase. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but it was funny when Justin Roberts, first announced me as that, everybody thought he was saying the radioactive puppy. And I was like, what? Why would you think that? But it's the radioactive Poppy, and I'm having so much fun with that persona and just, riding the wave. That's what we do.
So like you were saying before, you've wrestled for AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling in Mexico. Is there any other wrestling promotions you hope to wrestle for? I know you put it out on Twitter the other day that you're looking to debut other places.
Yes. Honestly, I don't close any doors. You know, I'd love to wrestle at Impact again. I'd love to wrestle at Ring of Honor. I'd love to go check out, you know, what's happening over at WWE if I had the opportunity. You know, all we can do as wrestlers is hope for another day to wrestle. You know, another opportunity to wrestle is what we do. And so until I'm signed to a major contract or whatever the case may be, I just want to wrestle. You know, I want to have the best matches with the best wrestlers out there and continue to build my brand and continue to have fun doing what I love. So any and all promotions, hit me up. Let's figure something out.
So I also see that you're a filmmaker. So when did you start getting into like making films?
In 2019, I had my first audition that I've ever had before. I wasn't an actor at the time. I wasn't into any of that stuff. I was in the military and I was a wrestler. That was it. And somebody over at Marvel had hit me up in the email, and I had an audition to come out to the Marvel stunt show that they were starting in 2019. It was called Marvel Live, and it was like a stunt show, kind of like Disney on Ice, things like that. And so I went out and I auditioned, and I made it to the final round. And at this audition, I met a girl, and we connected. We were fight partners, so we were fighting each other the whole day. And then we went on a date, and, you know, we got into a serious relationship, whatever, yada, yada. We're not together anymore, but she had basically introduced me to the stunt world, the stunt community, and I never knew how to get into it, you know? So I started really, you know, creating these actor access pages and the LA casting pages, and started getting my headshots taken by Justin Cotterose, who also does my wrestling stuff, and he does a lot of action shots for wrestling. Great dude. And I just started like learning more about the business, you know, and auditioning and things like that. And then I got an agent, you know, my daughter got an agent. We had the same agents, and we started booking things, you know, and just grinding. And then I've always loved to write. Even when I was a kid, you know, my mom, she would sit me on a word processor back in the day. I'm showing my age right now, but she would sit me on a word processor and I would just write stories. And so, you know, last year I went to school for acting. I went to the New York Film Academy, and, you know, my favorite class, yeah, I had fun acting, but my favorite class was actually the screenwriting class, you know, and I started writing short films, you know, screenplays. And then, you know, I had the means and the great crew of people that wanted to grind, and we started producing them and shooting them and editing them and putting it together. I started off small, you know, nothing major. And then I went to school at, you know, I left the New York Film Academy and I went to the LA Film School for the production side of things. And I started learning more about the business on the behind the camera scenes. And you know, we just shot last summer. We just shot the biggest film I ever put together. It was called Joe Riv, where I star. I wrote it. I produced it. I'm doing my own stunts, choreographing everybody else's stunts, coordinating all of it, all the logistical side. I partnered with Miko Sad, who's, you know, an Egyptian filmmaker who has his own production company, I4 Productions, and he directed the film. And man, we just are in the final stages of post-production. It should be done by the end of the week, or at the very latest by the end of the month, the film will be ready for the film festivals. And it's been so much fun just following another one of my dreams. You know, I always tell myself, like, don't close the door to any opportunity. Don't just have all your eggs in one basket. And man, it's been awesome. It's been going great, and I can't wait for everybody to see this film.
That was my next question for you, to see when it would be coming out, because I noticed
Yes.
it on your page and it looked really cool. And then I noticed that you also did one with your daughter. I think it was called Sunny, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunny. Sunny is actually pending admission to 2 film festivals right now. Two. One of them is a horror film festival, and one is a woman empowerment film festival, because, as you know, my daughter's a woman and she's, you know, the star of the film. So she's been killing it. You know, last year she did amazing in her first year into acting business. You know, she made a lot of money. She is having so much fun with it. She did 2 national commercials with, you know, one with cereal, one with McDonald's, and she did a couple independent short films. And I'm just super happy to see her having fun doing what she loves and teaching her at a young age to grind. You know, we got to get that grind into our kids. I know a lot of kids sit at home and play video games and stuff like that. And my daughter, she likes to play Roblox, all these other little apps, but she's doing good in school, and then she's also working. So
Oh, congratulations to her. I'm sure you guys are really proud of her.
I am so proud.
Oh, so are you still in the Marines?
No, I got out of the Marine Corps in October of 2019. I did 10 years, and this October will be 2 years since I've been out of the Marine Corps. And I miss some of the people. I miss some of the experiences, but I'm so happy not having to put on a uniform every morning, every morning and go to work. it was a chapter in my life that lasted 10 years, and it did a lot for me, and I'm grateful for everything that it did for me, but it was time to move on.
So where do you see yourself in the next year?
Oof. Grinding. Just grinding. The grind doesn't stop. I'm never complacent. I'm never satisfied. Nothing's ever enough for me. I always want more. And I think that, this next year, just continue to wrestle, continue to steal shows wherever I'm at, have the best match. Hopefully, get picked up long-term by a major company. And then as well as, Joe Riv hitting all the film festivals and winning some stuff, being recognized. And hopefully, as a short film, we get seen by the right people and we get a real budget to shoot an actual full featured film. I just want to keep grinding. I want to work. I want to keep putting content out there and continue to build my brand as Danny LimeLight, at the same time help my daughter.
Aw. So my fun question, I like to give fun questions at the end of my interviews. I have two for you. So
let's do it.
So when the game comes out with you in it, would you let your daughter play as you?
Of course. Yeah, she can play as Danny LimeLight, make me look better than I actually am, man. I seen a video someone sent me where in the mobile app that I was beating like all the top guys in AEW in the game, except Cody Rhodes beat me. And I was like, damn. I was like, all right, now I know. Like, I need to level up my character enough just so I could beat Cody,
And my next question for you is, you posted a picture with, you got a new car and the caption said wants and needs. And I needed to know if you were a Drake fan.
I am. I'm 100% a Drake fan. He's my favorite rapper right now. I think in the last decade, he's been the most consistent rapper to kill the game. So I'm a huge Drake fan. Matter of fact, Drake, if you want to make my next entrance theme, let's make something happen.
Hit him up, Drake, because DMs are open.
my DMs are open, Drake. Let's do it. OVO, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully that happens.
Nah, shout out to Mikey Ruckus and Blast for the Mi Gente track. I love it. It's my favorite track that I've ever had. So they be putting in the work out there for all those AEW themes, man, and they're good people. So shout out to them.
Danny, thank you so much for coming on with me today. So can you tell the fans where they can find you at?
Oh, yeah, man. Samira, first of all, thank you so much for taking your time to have me on the show. For all the fans listening and watching at home or whatever the case may be, wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Danny LimeLight. I have a Pro Wrestling Tees store. It's ProWrestlingTees.com/Danny LimeLight. I got so many cool designs up there. Cameo.com/Danny LimeLight. If you want a birthday message, birthday video, whatever the case may be, if you just want to say what's up, I'm on that as well. Samira, thank you so much. Until we do this again, girl.
Thank you so much, Danny. And everybody, all the links will be linked in the description below for you. And I'll see you guys next week on It's Samira Interviews.